Hey everybody, this is Kenny here from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. Joining me at this time is a cosplay artist out of Morgantown, Kentucky. She goes by the name of Kacie Jones. She is with me right now. Hello there, Kacie.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. Just want to say thank you so much for taking the time and doing this interview with me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So the first time I met you was, I think it was a month or two ago. It was at a convention called KentuckyCon.
Yes.
And I think day one, you came in as Deadpool, a female
Yes.
version of Deadpool. Pretty cool costume. I've seen a lot of Deadpool costumes, but I've never seen a female do it before. So it was pretty cool.
Wanda Wilson is one of my favorite Marvel characters,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was really excited when I got to commission a Lady Deadpool suit.
That's awesome. So exactly what made you decide to become a cosplay artist? How did it all started off for you?
It started for me with my sister. My older sister was a cosplayer, and she's the one that picked out my very first outfit. We were just browsing on, I think it was like Cosplay Magic or something website, and they had all these outfits that you could buy, and she picked one out for me and took me to my first convention, and I had so much fun, and I met so many cool people that I just wanted to keep doing it.
So, what do you consider some of your favorite outfits that you like to wear when it comes to the conventions?
Well, one of my absolute favorites is my Tifa Lockhart from Advent Children. That was my very first cosplay outfit, and I still take it with me to conventions. It's really fun. There's a big Final Fantasy fandom that's it's fun to do things with. But most recently, I've been cosplaying as Yang Xiaolong from Ruby, and that fandom is growing immensely, and it's really fun to hang out with them. And of course, being a Deadpool is always extremely fun.
So let's talk in TokyoCon for a moment. You was there for the entire weekend. I think this is your second year that you went to the convention. Um, that being the case, how did you feel about the convention, interacting with fans and other people that attended the event? How did you feel about the convention overall?
I had a great time this year. I was way more busy this year than I was last year. Last year I was a promo guest. I was at the D20 Girls Project last year. And this year I was on my own doing my own cosplay table. And it was a lot of fun. I was getting pulled away a lot to do photo shoots and all sorts of other things, but I had a great time. It's the first convention that I've actually missed going to the rave, though. I was so tired. We went up to the hotel room to charge our phones and change into our rave outfits, and we ended up catching, I think it was The Hobbit was on TV, and we ended up missing the rave. But I did really well this con, and I'm really hoping to go back next year.
I'm definitely looking forward to it as well. I've been to conventions before, but that was the first. I guess they labeled themselves as an anime type of convention,
Hmm.
and I'm starting to learn a little bit about anime in general. A lot of people talk about anime and their favorite characters and things like that. I don't have a favorite one just yet, but I'm just browsing, if you will.
Hmm.
Do you have any favorite anime shows, anime cartoons that you like?
Yes, my absolute favorite is Fairy Tail. I love Fairy Tail. I have all of the manga for it. I've got most of the anime, and then I have a cosplay. I do Aries from one of the celestial spirits from Fairy Tail. But I'm also a huge fan of Tokyo Ghoul, which is complete opposite of Fairy Tail. So I like a lot of different genres, but as far as recommending any, if you're looking for a recommendation, Fairy Tail is amazing. Tokyo Ghoul was great. Scrapped Princess was my very first anime, It's like futuristic, and there's mecha, and there's magic. Like it's like all the genres rolled into one show, and it's only one season. It's a great starter.
All right, I'll definitely take that under consideration. I'm gonna give that a look for sure. So, with the year winding down, and I'm sure by now a lot of people are already looking at 2016. As far as conventions is concerned, what are some of the conventions you plan to go to next year?
Well, let's see. Um, Most of the conventions that I have planned for next year are ones that I went to this year. Like I'm planning on going back to Middle Tennessee Anime Convention. They're called the MTAC, and I'm planning on going back to OMG Con and to Tokyo Con. I go to several Sakoshi cons in a year. They have little conventions all over the United States, and so they have a Lexington, Louisville. They have a Louisville show. I don't think they have Lexington yet. And then Bowling Green. There's a local convention in Bowling Green called So Comics, and I have passes for this year's or 2016 show.
All right, I'll definitely keep an eye on those for sure. So has there been any characters that you have considered doing cosplay work with, but you haven't got the time to do so just yet? Any other characters that you would like to portray in the future?
Yes, I have a couple of different ones that I've got hanging up, and I'm starting to plan how to make them and or where to get them from, things like that. I'm working on a Batman animated series, Poison Ivy cosplay. Isabel from Dragon Age 2, or Isabella from Dragon Age 2, and then X-23 from Marvel Comics.
That is awesome. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that Poison Ivy one because I think you can pull it off. I truly believe you can.
My best friend Katie Quinn cosplay, she does Harley Quinn, and so I made a deal with her that if I did Poison Ivy for her, she'd do Madeline Hatter to go with my Kitty Cheshire outfit.
That's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So when you first started cosplay work, what were your family and friends' reaction to it when you told them this is what I'm doing? Like, what was their response when you told them that this is what you want to do for a living?
Well, my friends were excited. They thought it'd be cool to be play dress up for a living. My family was a little more, don't you want to get a real job kind of attitude about it. But since my older sister had been doing it for so long, she just does it for fun. She hasn't been doing it professionally. But when I started getting my foot in the door and when I started getting opportunities, when they realized that I could make money off of it, that's when they kind of started to be more supportive of it. And to them, it's still a glorified hobby, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm going to keep it up as long as I can.
Hey, at the end of the day, you do you. At least you're getting some support, and there's always going to be certain people be like, I don't know about this, but
yeah,
I guess it comes with the territory. It's one thing to get critics from people that likes to talk behind keyboards and message boards and things like that, but within your inner circle, it's like, But hey, you can't, in the world that we live in, can't please everyone.
Yeah.
So, Kacie, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links? Where can people go to learn more of your work and up-and-coming appearances?
My main page is on Facebook, and it's Kacie Jones, but you can get to it from facebook.com/punkercosplay. Then my second biggest thing that I have is a WordPress account, which is just WordPress, or it's CaseyJones.wordpress.com. That's my blog. I do convention reviews and everything on that. And then through my Facebook page, there's tabs that you can click on that links you to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So Facebook's the central hub of everything.
One thing I noticed, you mentioned your WordPress. your blogs,
Mhm.
your reviews on conventions that you attend to. And I've read the blogs myself. Very nice input. You give the pros and the cons, things like that. And that definitely gives some good insight, not just for cosplay artists that wants to go to these conventions or not, but for fans as well. And I appreciate your input on these conventions that you go to. It's something that you're probably the only cosplayer that I've known that is willing to do that. Like usually when people talk about the convention they go to, they be like, "I had such a great time," but you go detail from detail,
Mhm.
and I like that input.
You have to be careful with how you word things sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
because if I was a paid appearance at that convention, they're never going to speak to me again if I smack talk the convention. But it's one of those, the way that I like to list out, like you said, is I do the pros and the cons. So like, this overall, the convention was great, and these were the things that made it great. But something to look at to make it better for next year is these things that didn't go so smoothly. And so I'm trying to help them improve instead of just complaining.
Hey, that's awesome. You know, that kind of makes me think, maybe Casey Jones should have a convention of her own. Like she kind of knows the ins and the outs and knows what needs to be done, and you know what needs to be put together, and the amount of people that needs to be attending, and what audience you try to reach out to. Like I could definitely see you wanting a convention of your own in the future. That's something you choose to do. You know.
That'd be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I will be there in a heartbeat. I'll just put that out there. Um, well, Kacie, it was great chatting with you, and it was very nice to meet you. I want to give a shout out to the Get Geeky community. Your booth was right next to theirs, and you've worked with them in the past. They're very
Yep, I'm a member.
yeah, and a shout out to Celestial, to Haiti, and to the rest of the group. I'm now part of that community, at least via Facebook, and they're very cool people. So, you know, they represent geeks. You know, we are all geeks alike. You know, we have different interests, but we're very passionate about it. Like you're passionate about cosplay. I'm passionate about doing internet radio. So yeah, it's proud to be a geek. Let's just put it that way. And I guess before I let you go, you know, there's a notion of being comfortable within yourself. When it comes to cosplay work, like how long did it took for you to be comfortable doing this and just be okay with it, just not let people get into your psyche, not caring what people think as far as criticism and hate. Like how long it took for you to be more comfortable as you were doing cosplay work?
It took a while. I've been cosplaying for 5 years. I've been doing it professionally for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. And the first convention that I was I was terrified to go on stage. Like I didn't even want to do opening ceremonies. And now I'm pretty comfortable with everything. I do panels, I do the contests, I do a lot of different events. But the hate still kind of gets to me sometimes. I wrote a blog post recently during my hiatus. I was like, I got some pretty nasty messages, but you have to just kind of let it roll off your shoulders when you know there's more support for you than there is negativity. Like, these people are just sitting behind a keyboard and they want somebody to pick on, and you just got to keep moving.
And for my last question, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to get into cosplay work? What would your advice be?
Do it. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. No matter what character you want to do, if somebody tries to say, oh, there's a million of those, or nobody does that, and no one's going to know what that is, it doesn't matter. Just put on your favorite outfit and do it. And you don't even have to wear a cosplay to your first convention, because the people there are the most important thing about the convention. You will make so many friends, and these people will be the greatest support you've ever had, and it will be life-changing. So don't let anyone talk you out of it.
Well said, Kacie. Well said. I want to thank you for joining me for this interview. I truly appreciate it. Continued success. And if I don't see you first half of 2016, then I guess I'll see you again at KenTokyoCon if you do plan to head that way.
Definitely.
All right, check her out on Facebook, Kacie Jones, and she'll keep you posted on the blogs, the costumes, and upcoming convention appearances. This is Kenny here, and again, check out Chillin' with Jeff Kenny C. Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on tmvcafe.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening.